Are you getting rejected for brand partnerships time and time again and just assuming it has something to do with your follower count? I'm here to tell you that it probably isn't that, and it's because you don't have a media kit. Hi, I'm Amaya, and I have over 15 years of experience in the PR industry, mostly in the entertainment world and within companies with high stakes. I am on a mission to help companies and content creators build meaningful partnerships, and I'm starting to do that by helping content creators figure out what they need to do to be successful. I've worked with massive A-list celebrities all the way to niche content creators. And let me tell you, it's not about your follower count. It is about professionalism. If you're building your business as a content creator from the ground up, be sure to hit subscribe because I am breaking down PR and marketing strategies weekly to help you grow. So in today's video, we are going to talk about media kits for content creators. So what is that? What needs to go in it? How do you put it together? And what do you do with it once you have it all complete? To begin this, what is a media kit? Now, it's a 1 to 2 page document that describes you, what kind of content you create, and what business partnerships you are looking for. There's a few reasons why content creators need a media kit, but first and foremost, the most important thing is professionalism. When an opportunity comes knocking, you want to be ready and you want to look legit. How are you going to actually use this document out in the wild? Well, it comes in handy when you get any kind of brand inquiry, if there's an affiliate program you want to sign up for, if you want to live stream games, hopefully maybe even get press coverage, and build a relationship with a company that you think you align with. Now, I know there's a few of you who are thinking, but I only have 200 followers. I need to wait until I grow more. And I need to stop you right there. That is absolutely the wrong mentality. You do not and should not wait to have more followers before you build a media kit. There are 3 key reasons why you need one right now. The first and most important is professionalism attracts opportunities. If you're serious about becoming a content creator and learning and staying consistent, the numbers will grow with you. Number 2, the right numbers are more important than big numbers. Don't fall into the trap of thinking vanity metrics are what you need to impress. And by vanity metrics, I mean those bloated numbers that you think look good, but kind of really mean nothing. Small, engaged audiences are far more important to a brand than large, dead accounts. There's plenty of reports that have come from companies like Sprout Social and Hootsuite that showed that small micro content creators actually have better engagement numbers than large ones. And if you like data as much as I do, I've linked those down in the show notes in case you want to go check them out for yourself. And the third reason that you need a media kit, even if you're a small content creator, is that you should build it now. Set yourself up for success by having a media kit now. Not only looking professional, but you've done the hard work to put it together and you can update it monthly as you grow. So to show small content creators what I mean exactly by it doesn't matter about your numbers, I'm going to use my own accounts. So I started my gaming accounts about 7 years ago when I started streaming on Mixer. Rest in peace. I was lucky to grow quite quickly when I started on Mixer and even when I switched over to Twitch. Then all of a sudden we got hit with a pandemic. Now, being in PR when a global pandemic hit, I was one of those people who became very important very quickly and unfortunately had to take a 5-year hiatus from building content and streaming. But I am back now and I am rebuilding my accounts. Throughout this video, I will be sharing my real social media analytics so that we can learn how to build a media kit, even if you're a small content creator. I'm literally rebuilding my accounts alongside you. So if you want to come along for that journey and learn from a PR professional, then make sure you subscribe and let's grow together. Despite what size of content creator you are, there are 6 key components that need to go into a media kit. So let's break those down one by one. The very first thing is your story or bio and a bit of a positioning statement about you. Now, this only needs to be 1 to 2 paragraphs. You want to keep it succinct and very to the point of who you are, what you do, and who your target audience is. You want to make sure that you introduce yourself in an exciting way, but make it very quick and to the point. Think of this like your elevator pitch. The second component that you need to add to your media kit is your audience demographics and analytics. Now, this can be time consuming, especially if you've never done it before and if you aren't using a social media management tool. If you're a small content creator, I'm thinking you probably don't have a tool quite yet. So I will show you through my accounts how you're going to manually go grab this information. So we'll start with demographics. These are key pieces about your audience, and it's important because a brand is going to want to know if your audience is their target. There's really only 3 key pieces to add into demographics from your social media accounts, and that's going to be your age ranges, your gender, and the location of your audiences. Okay, let's jump into how we're going to actually grab data for your media kit. Now, you can do this on desktop, but I feel that using my phone is easier and it actually has more analytics if you're, again, not using a tool that can grab this data for you. So starting with Instagram, I do want to say if you don't have a creator or business account, you're not going to have the professional dashboard. So make sure that as a content creator, you're using the appropriate type of account. Okay, so you're going to just click your professional dashboard. This is going to give you data for the last month. Because we are talking about demographics, we're going to just look at those specific pieces right now. So in views, if you click that, it's going to bring you down to audiences. Scroll down a little bit. This is where we're going to get our locations to start. Top cities, you can use that if you want to get very specific, but I just recommend the top countries. You can see your data points there that you're going to grab those numbers. So for example, my United States is 27.1% of my audience. Scrolling over one more time, you've got your top age ranges. Again, you can see those percentages down the side. Then the next is gender. Instagram only uses male, female. That's problematic, but at least there's a few there for you. Next up, in the same way, let's look at TikTok. So in the hamburger menu, you're going to jump over to your studio, you can just click your analytics. In your overview, you're going to want to switch it to 28 days. That's the closest you can get to the month and have the same consistent aggregated information. So switch that over to 28 days. If we go to viewers, in the same way, you can see gender, age in percentages, and your top locations. So for demographics, for those 2 platforms, that's how you're going to grab it. So of course, there's lots of other platforms you might be using. Perhaps you're on Twitter or you're on Blue Sky. Unfortunately, unless you're verified, you're not going to be able to get data from that. So I recommend probably just leaving it out when you're including it in your media kit. Next up is analytics. Now, these might change depending on what platform you're on, but generally we're going to use the same information. I do recommend if you are on multiple platforms that you use an aggregate of all the information across them. The very first and most important piece of data we're going to grab is your engagement rate. Now, this is the likes, comments, and shares that you get on your posts. This is by far one of the most important analytics that you can supply. Now, when we said vanity metrics, this is the opposite of this. This is the gold standard. If you're using a social media management tool, you're going to be able to grab this number quite easily. Now, if you're not, you're going to have to go into every single account that you have, grab this number, and then add them all together. Next up in analytics is that monthly reach or impressions number. This is going to show how many accounts your content has gotten to over the month. Just like with engagement rates, we'll need to add these up if you aren't using a tool that can do that for you. As a quick side note, I know I've said social media management tools, so I just wanted to show what that looks like. This one's called Metricool. This is the one I use. There's so many to go check out. But what they do is help you plan when to put out content. It can automate sending it out for you, and it grabs the data we're talking about today. So it pulls it all together for you. It's very easy to grab the numbers. It makes life so much easier, but they are costly. So when you're just getting started, it's unlikely you will have something like this, but it's something to work towards. The third analytic that I always like to include is growth. Growth is going to be your number month over month. So you will have to go and see your follower counts on every single account from last month to this month and do a little bit of math. Incremental growth is what you are likely going to see. And as long as that number is in the positives, you are doing great. So don't worry if you're only at a 2% growth rate. You're growing, and that is amazing. Now we're ready to go grab all of those important analytics that we were discussing. Again, jumping back into your professional dashboard, we'll start at views. When we were talking about vanity metrics and impressions, this is what I meant, that views number. That's just how many people scrolled past your content. You can include that if you want, but I'm advising against it. What really matters is this number down here, this account's reached. That is a far better example of your reach than the impressions. The next section to get information is interactions. This number right here, the top number of interactions, is what Instagram calls engagements. This is the number that is very important and the one that we want to grab across every platform. This is how many people liked, commented, saved, shared, or reposted your content. In Instagram, it's kind of nice because you can see where that came from, whether it was reels, posts, or through stories. That could help inform your content strategy, but we're not talking about that today. The other number when we are talking about growth is in the followers. So again, you're going to have to grab this number month over month, but you can switch that through this calendar view. You'll have to keep track of your number monthly and how your accounts are growing. In TikTok, it's similar. In your analytics, in your 28 days overview, you're going to see likes, comments, shares. Here you have to add it up. They don't put it all together for you. In the same way with Instagram, you can go month over month for your follower count to determine what your growth is on the platform. The final key analytic that you could use, especially if you're a YouTuber or on Twitch, is your hours of viewed time in the last month. Luckily, both content management systems can grab those numbers for you. Be sure that you're only grabbing the numbers for the month. Don't overinflate or bloat your numbers by adding all watched hours together. The third essential component that needs to go into your media kit is examples of content. You're going to want to pick 2 to 3 of your favorite pieces of content to share in your media kit. Now, these could be ones that have a lot of views, but I definitely recommend picking something that shows you at your best. If you have content from past collabs, this is an excellent piece to add to your media kit. It shows that you've worked with others, that you're professional, that you follow through with building content, and they can get a little bit of an idea of how you are when doing a partnership. The fourth component that you want to add to your media kit is what kind of collaborations do you want to do? Are you looking for ambassador and affiliate partnerships? Do you want to do reviews or unboxings? Are you going to live stream about a product or a video game? Make sure that you add what kind of content you are willing to partner on with the brands you're reaching out to. The fifth component that you want to add to a media kit is past collaborations and partnerships that you've had with brands. Now, if you've done some in the past, this is awesome. You can add this to your media kit. You really just need to add them as a logo soup of all of the brands you've worked with. Bonus points if you have a testimonial from one of those companies that you've done a past collab with. Other companies want to see that you are easy to work with and that you follow through. So just like a recommendation, testimonials are a great piece to add to your media kit. The sixth and most important thing to put on your media kit is your contact information. Don't be one of those people who accidentally sends out a very important document without a way for them to get back to you. This needs to be a professional way to contact you. I would not recommend saying, hit me up on Discord. If you are reaching out to companies to do brand deals, they're going to want to email you. And on that note, make sure your email is professional. No harrypalm69@hotmail.com, okay? Make sure that it is a real adult email. Congratulations, you've grabbed your 6 pieces for your media kit. Now, where do you build one? There are a lot of options to where you can build or host your press kit. So I'm actually going to start with my least favorite today. And these aren't my least favorite because they're not a good product. They're my least favorite because they're a third-party site. I believe strongly in owning your own content and owning your own IP. So I typically lean to not hosting things with others, but these are really easy and cost-effective options for you to make a media kit. I'm going to just list 2 because you can Google and go look for others. But most common, especially in the gaming world, is a company called Beacons or another one called Card. With these, you go and build an account, you put your information in, and it provides you with a link that you can share on all of your social medias, really. You can add it to anything like a link tree, or you can send it out just as is. Again, I'm not saying they're bad companies. They're great for what they offer, but I think that it's better to own your content. So with that, I think the best option is to build something that you could host on your own website if you happen to have one. And if not, there's an awesome option through Canva. I want to preface this by saying I am not sponsored. I am just a longtime user of Canva. They have made their product better and better year after year, and I think that this might be the best option to build your first media kit. Even with a free Canva account, you're going to be able to make a media kit and even share it out with a link. Now, the pro Canva account is around 150 Canadian dollars a year, and let me tell you, it's probably the best investment as a content creator. Even with a free Canva account, you're going to be able to switch out components, put in your own fonts, use your own colors, and build a nicely branded document for your media kit. There's lots of components that you can add to this, including charts for your demographics and analytics, as well as embedding YouTube videos that you have already created. The best part is that you're going to be able to export that as a PDF, so you can attach that in emails, or you can make it a shareable link where you can include that like in your social media links. No matter how or where you make your media kit, it's important that you actually use it right. Don't lead with your media kit. Try to actually build a relationship with the brands that you want to partner with. Make sure that your media kit is easily accessible no matter where you end up putting it. Remember to update it monthly. Even set a calendar reminder for yourself to go in and update your analytics each month. Also, you can customize your media kit for big opportunities. So if there's a brand you really want to work with, you can think about how you might want to add some specific components or certain pieces of content to really attract them to you. Now, I'm making over 30 videos for content creators, and if you are interested in learning how to pitch a brand, please leave a comment and I'll add that into the roster. The most important thing to remember is that a media kit is a snapshot representation of you and a step into professional content creation. Don't get overwhelmed by creating your media kit. Just start small and build it as you grow. And if you take anything away from today's video, it's that you should make your media kit now. There is no better time to get started on this kind of document. If you're struggling building a media kit, be sure to comment on what you're having challenges with and let's solve it together. Now, I'll see you in the next video and go build your media kit.